Hello again, YouTubers. I want to talk about the show The L Word and why I didn't like it. As others have pointed out on here, there were no true butch femme characters on there, especially butches. We're basically not there at all. My feeling is that The L Word #1 was a poor knockoff of Queer as Folk, which I thought Queer as Folk was much better. I thought that Queer as Folk was a fairly realistic depiction of gay men and their lifestyle. And of course Sharon Gless was on there, and I love Sharon Gless. She was very good on that show. The L Word, on the other hand, I think was more like soft porn for straight guys. And I'm sure that they had a lot of straight guys watching that show, which to me says, well, it's not truly lesbian, because it may have certainly depicted a part of the gay and lesbian community, but I don't think it, was a fair representation of us generally. Now, some people would say, well, the character Shane was supposed to be a butch, but not really, truly butch the way I would think of. I mean, she, as others have pointed out, she wore makeup and, all that kind of thing, and, there was even some femininity to her. But again, I think the Shane character was a poor ripoff of the character, what was his name? The one that Gerald Harold played. Oh, Brian Kinney. A poor ripoff of Brian Kinney. She was not the female version of Brian Kinney at all. Brian Kinney was much more butch than Shane could ever be. And I just thought that what was that Moira Max character? When they brought Moira / Max on there, I thought that was also a poor depiction of a trans man. I have known a couple of trans men, and I don't think that that was a very accurate depiction at all. I think it was a lesbian playing dress up more than anything. I don't think that Max was truly a believable transsexual. And I don't know, there's just so many things about that show that I did not like, but I do think that, as I said, that it was a poor depiction of lesbian culture, and I think that it was basically made to tantalize straight males into watching it. It was basically soft porn for straight guys. And anyway, that's just my opinion on it. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who probably think, oh, that's bullshit, or, you're totally wrong. Well, fine, if you want to comment and say that, go ahead. But that's my opinion. And as I said, I think Queer as Folk was much better done and much more accurate in terms of, the community that they were depicting. And actually, I thought that Queer as Folk, that the guys on there were much hotter. I thought they had some, well, Brian Kinney was a really good looking guy, obviously, and I just thought that their characters were much more believable to me, and I did find them more appealing. Maybe that seems weird for a butch lesbian to say that, but I did. I found them much more appealing than the women on The L Word. But then again, I have generally found it easier to get along with gay men than with other lesbians most of the time, because the gay guys have always been straight up with me. They don't pussyfoot around. And the lesbians that I've met, outside of my partner, of course, they tend to play too many games, and it just irritates me. And that's just been my experience. So anyway, there you have it. So score 1 point for Queer as Folk and 0 for the L Word. And this is Still Sexy Butch, welcoming your comments, and once again saying adios.